What would you do if the woman you trusted with your entire life asked you to carry her bag, and inside it, hidden beneath silk and perfume, you felt another man's watch pressing into your palm? It was past midnight in a dim parking garage off West 52nd Street in Manhattan, the kind where your footsteps echo too loudly and the air smells like oil and secrets. My wife, Lauren, stood under the flickering fluorescent light, keys dangling from her fingers, her voice casual, almost bored. "Can you grab that for me?" she said, nodding at the overnight bag in the trunk. I didn't think twice until I did, because when I reached inside, my fingers brushed cold metal that didn't belong to me. And in that moment, standing alone in the dark with her watching from the driver's seat, I realized something was very, very wrong. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I didn't say anything right away. That's the part people don't understand about betrayal. It doesn't explode instantly. It seeps in, slow and poisonous, until it fills every corner of your mind. I pulled the watch out just enough to see it. Sleek, heavy, expensive. Definitely not mine. Lauren hated watches on me. Said they made me look too corporate. "Whose is this?" I asked, keeping my voice level. She didn't even flinch. "Oh, that? Must be from the gym locker. I probably grabbed the wrong bag last week. Too quick. Too clean." And she smiled. That smile, I used to think it meant warmth. That night, it felt like a mask snapping into place. I nodded like an idiot and zipped the bag shut. But something inside me had already started breaking. Over the next few days, I noticed everything. The way she angled her phone away from me on the couch. The late-night work calls that ended in hushed laughter. The sudden interest in going out alone. Wine bars in Soho, rooftop lounges I'd never heard of. Lauren used to tell me everything. Now she told me nothing. And somehow, I was the one apologizing. "You've been distant," I said one night as we sat across from each other at a small diner on 9th Avenue. She sighed, stirring her coffee like I was inconveniencing her. "Maybe if you weren't so paranoid all the time, I wouldn't feel suffocated." Paranoid. The word stuck in my throat. "I just found another man's watch in your bag. And I told you what that was," she snapped louder now. A couple at the next booth glanced over. "Do you really think I'd cheat on you? After everything I've done for us?" Everything she's done. I paid the mortgage. I worked late nights. I built the life she lived in. But somehow, I was the problem. I remember sitting there, shrinking under her gaze, feeling like I was losing my grip on reality. That was the beginning of the humiliation. A week later, I saw the message. She'd left her phone on the kitchen counter while she showered. It lit up once, then again. I told myself not to look. I looked. Last night was perfect. Same room this Friday. No name. Just a number. But I didn't need a name. My hands started shaking so badly I had to grip the counter. I opened the thread. Pictures. Not explicit, but intimate enough. A hotel room I didn't recognize. Her laugh, captured mid-frame. The same laugh she used to give me. And him. Just glimpses. A reflection in a mirror. A hand on her waist. That same watch. I felt like I was drowning. When she came out of the shower, towel wrapped around her hair, I was still standing there. "You went through my phone?" she said, her voice instantly cold. I couldn't even speak. "Wow," she laughed. Actually laughed. "That's low. Even for you." "For me?" My voice cracked. "You're insecure, controlling, and now this," she continued, stepping closer, eyes sharp. "Maybe if you actually paid attention to me, I wouldn't have to find it somewhere else." There it was. No denial. No apology. Just blame. And something inside me finally snapped. That night, I cried in the car outside our building like a man who had just lost everything. Because I had. But grief didn't last long. It turned into something else. Something colder. I stopped confronting her. That confused her at first. No more questions. No more arguments. Just silence. I started working later. In reality, I was watching. Tracking. Learning. I followed her one Friday night as she drove downtown to a boutique hotel in Tribeca. The kind with velvet curtains and a doorman who doesn't ask questions. I watched her walk in. I waited. An hour later, he showed up. Tall. Confident. Expensive suit. The kind of man who thinks consequences don't apply to him. I took pictures. Not just of them entering, but leaving together. Laughing. Close. I followed them to a restaurant on Hudson Street. More pictures. More evidence. Over the next month, I built a file. Dates, times, receipts, hotel bookings under a fake name that wasn't as clever as she thought. Screenshots synced from her tablet she forgot was still linked to our account. Every lie she told me, I documented it. Every betrayal, I archived it. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because I wasn't just going to catch her. I was going to end her. Lauren filed for divorce first. That was her mistake. She sat across from me in our living room, legs crossed, looking almost bored. I think we both know this isn't working, she said. Let's keep it civil. Civil. She wanted the apartment. Alimony. Half of everything. Like I was the one who had failed. I nodded. Okay, I said quietly. Her lawyer contacted mine the next day. That's when the trap closed. The court date was set in a downtown Manhattan courthouse. Cold marble floors. High ceilings. The kind of place where truth echoes whether you want it to or not. Lauren walked in confident. Dressed perfectly. Her affair partner sat behind her, thinking he was invisible. He wasn't. When it was my turn, I stood slowly, my hands steady for the first time in months. I have something I'd like to present, I said. My lawyer nodded. And then it all came out. The photos. The messages. The hotel receipts tied to joint accounts. The timeline that proved not just infidelity, but financial misconduct. Lauren's face changed. Not instantly. Not dramatically. Just cracked. Piece by piece. Her lawyer scrambled. Objected. Tried to spin it. But truth doesn't spin. It lands. Heavy. Final. The judge's expression hardened as the evidence stacked higher and higher. And then came the moment she looked at me. Not with anger, not with superiority, but with something I hadn't seen in a long time. Fear. She lost everything. The apartment. The alimony. Her reputation. Her job didn't survive either. Turns out corporate firms don't like scandals tied to financial misuse. As for him, married, with 2 kids. That detail surfaced publicly, thanks to a well-placed leak I didn't have to trace back to myself. His life unraveled even faster than hers. Months later, I saw Lauren once. Not in a courtroom, not in our old apartment, but on a street corner in Queens, outside a small coffee shop. She looked smaller, quieter, like the world had finally caught up to her. She saw me, started to walk toward me, maybe to apologize, maybe to explain. I didn't wait to find out. I just turned and kept walking. Because the truth is, by the time she lost everything, she had already lost me. The end.